the people who need to hear it most are people at school who are maybe at school or through their parents were told, oh, you're not good at this, you're not good at maths or you're not good at drawing. AI can help you in a way that's unique to you. You never have to feel stupid. You can ask, oh yeah, teach it like I'm 10. And you can use it to create images for you, videos, and so you can learn in a way that's unique to you.
This episode is brought to you by True Tone Media. A lot of business owners know they should be doing video to interact with their potential clients, but video can sometimes feel awkward, particularly if it's scripted or you're kind of sitting there like a hostage in front of the camera trying to share your story. And that's where True Tone Media is different. It's relaxed conversations. It's interview led, like you're just having a chat with me. There's no acting or pretending to be someone different in front of camera. And that's why it works. That's why people relate to it. If you're interested, have a look in the show notes for True Tone Media and book in a conversation. We can have a chat. Okay, back to the podcast. Welcome to the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast, the show where we shine a light on the incredible businesses, community leaders, and local legends shaping our town. I'm your host, James O'Donnell, and today we are joined by Paul Cowen. Paul, great to have you on the show.
Great to be here.
Paul, for those of us who don't know you yet, who are you and what do you do here in Bishop Stortford?
I'm Paul Cowen, and I've got about 20 to 30 years of IT experience. Used to work for one of the big banks, and then more recently for a car technology company. And then I went all in on AI just last year, and I've just come up to about a year working with AI. And I do AI training consultancy on all about AI readiness as well.
What was the spark to move from purely IT, to throw yourself all in on AI?
Quite a large part of what I was doing was, using AI to improve processes within my company role in IT, working around security, ISO standards. And I was fairly early on with ChatGPT and those sort of tools. And then I gradually saw them getting better over time and really got me interested because I'm sort of a systems thinker. I think about issues and how you can improve things and how you can get an 80-20 with results. So that really got me fascinated in this area of AI. And then AI in itself has lots of different areas as well around image generation and video, and it sort of scales out. So anything that's got a lot of areas of interest is interesting to me.
Fantastic. It seems to be top of mind for everybody at the moment, talking about AI and, the possible benefits and the fears around it. Who are the kind of people that you're helping day to day in your work?
I've got a regular work where I'm a community manager for someone called Jay Abraham. He's quite a well-known marketer. And so I run regular trainings on Fridays with that group there. We're also working on a program he's got a thing called JI, which is all of his knowledge from his workshops and his books and everything else. And we're creating a course where it's using AI back and forth with Jay, and there's sort of trainings that go along with it. So that's a big part of what I'm doing there. And I also work with clients on the training side, one-to-one. I've got like a sports expert. He's a sports coach, and he coached some of the top tennis players around the world. And we've been working on an app for helping teenagers to improve their game. And then I've got another client who's a coach, so working on their website and their LinkedIn strategy. I've got another guy as a commodities broker. We're working on Excel and Claude, so a variety of different people I'm working with, those small subset.
Fantastic. I saw a graphic the other day that showed that although everybody's talking about AI, very few people are using it much day to day, and even fewer are using it, for want of a better word, properly. So there's still lots of opportunity out there, isn't there?
I think I've seen that diagram myself, where it's lots of black marks, which is people who have never used AI, and then there's a small percentage of the total population who have used AI. Up to lots of people are still using like the free versions of AI, and then there's people like me who use it every day and sort of in the weeds, and you sort of get in a bit of an echo chamber. You start to see, as you're using the technology, you think everyone else is using it, but the grand scheme of things, lots of people, they're unaware, or they're just starting to play around with it. They may be creating some graphics or asking some basic questions. So there is a lot of opportunity and ability for people to learn more and use it in their lives.
So if I'm a small business owner in Bishop Stortford and I'm thinking about AI, I don't know where to start. What kind of things would you advise them to do?
I think lots of the time it's, you're looking at where are those areas that are holding you back, That's one area. And also, you want to try and remove the drudgery out of your life. Lots of people don't enjoy their work. How can you make their work better, to do less of the things they don't enjoy or they're not good at, and more of the things that they do enjoy and they are good at? They found, they did a sort of informal survey of quite a large number of programmers, and they found that programmers start to enjoy their work more using AI. And the same with designers. As you're using AI, you can get a lot more work done, and it removes some of that friction. Where's the friction in your business? And thinking in the Pareto sort of principle, where's the 20% that can get you 80% of results? So yeah, say if you've got a customer base, usually 20% of those customers bring 80% of results. So how can you do more for those customers? How can you personalize your offering in a way that's specific to those people? Or how you can sort of take some of the stuff that's taking lots of your admin type work, and yeah, using AI in those sort of areas.
And for small businesses, though, is that still the case? Like I'm thinking, one-man bands in Bishop's Stortford, or retail, or the kind of shops and businesses that we would see every single day. Do you think there's still opportunity for them?
I'd say the large part is around lead generation. It's how you can get customers into your business. Whatever it's a bit like, you've got a podcast, you want to bring people to the podcast. How do you spread that information? So for example, helping you come up with content. I post on LinkedIn every day, and I've got a strategy. So every day is a different type of post. So it might be like an informational post, an educational post, an offer post, and AI can help with that side of things. It can also help with doing research for your particular area. And it can also, more and more, it's going to be able to help with marketing your business in various ways. Just earlier today, I was finding Facebook groups that I could post onto, and AI can help. It can read the page because it can take a screenshot of the page. It can look at the rules and say, is it allowed to post about businesses for this particular group? And is my advert going to be okay on this group? And then if it is, then it allows you to post it. It can help come up with the post for there. So in a lot of ways, helping around, just getting the word out about your business, sending personalized emails. So it's not one email that's the same for everybody. You can start to personalize. So not just, oh, dear James, dear Paul, you can actually personalize a little bit more. In the same way with LinkedIn, you can sort of find out a bit more about the person by getting AI to read their posts. And then from there, it can give a better introduction to that person. So I see you're doing this and this, see where the links are between yourselves and go out that way.
I think I've started receiving some of those kind of emails. There's such a thing as a podcast agent. So
Right.
Someone who gets other people on podcasts, and they've obviously done an AI research of my business, and then they pitch in someone who they think is going to be a guest. The guest is wildly inappropriate for the podcast. So they're definitely missing part of that process. But it's interesting to see that's happening. Is there a danger, because it's obviously, I'm looking at this and I can see that it's AI that's generated this. Is there a danger that this is actually just going to cause, for want of a better term, more spam on the internet and actually make people less likely to interact with certain things?
I think that's definitely the case, where you can end up with AI slop where, there's no thought put into it. They've just like used AI and they haven't even sort of checked things. So that's where you need the sort of your own input, your own creativity to come into it. So I might have an idea for a post, and then AI is going to help to, work on that post and do some research, but it should be down to you. There's a guy I follow called Perry Marshall, and he talks about the last mile. So if you think about deliveries of packages, the major packages go out to these major centres, and it's the last mile where you're trying to get to the final destination. That's where people, oh, what's that number on the house? The AI might do 80% of work or 70% of work, and you want to do the 30 or 20%. Like you're saying, you don't want to be sending out a load of stuff that's no good to people. It's like the old days of recruitment agencies, and they put you forward for jobs that are no good for what you're trying to do. And so, yeah, there is a balance to be made, and it's like, yeah, you need to find that balance, but you want to bring your own creativity, and you want to see what sparks. And like this person in a LinkedIn strategy, you can find all the information from their posts and say, oh, this is something where we connect. It's like, oh, yeah, we go to the same place, or, we read the same books, or whatever it might be. Where's that common interest between the two of you? And that's where you might be able to have a connection, rather than just, oh, yeah, I'm just going to allow it to spam out loads of messages without any thought to it.
I think it's going to be those people that have got the skill to manage the tool of AI and still bring them their best selves into that interaction. They're going to make the most, because I think a lot of bridges are going to be burnt by people just pushing the button and with a lot of power, really, and just throwing slop out there, versus actually use it, understanding that it's a tool and how to do it properly. That's interesting you say that about recruitment agencies. I in a past life I was an evil recruiter, and we were under so much pressure to, for example, send out a certain amount of emails a day, and that's because all of a sudden we had this power that you could send emails to so many people, and it was just abused, and it turned so many people off and gave people a negative awareness of that industry. And maybe there's the same danger now if people are using AI in the wrong kind of ways.
I think one way is also get AI to know about you. So I did like an in-depth questionnaire, and then it got to know about the way I speak and what I would and wouldn't do, what are sort of frameworks that I like, and then it can sort of come up with a number of different posts. So I've got a tool that can come up with 3 different posts, and then I'll use that for inspiration for my particular ideas. So it's like one's like a more informal one's that's around a particular area, and then I'll choose from there. I might pick a bit from here, a bit from there, and then I'll create a post out of there. Other times I'll do most of the post myself, and I'll just get AI maybe to polish it up. You also don't want it doesn't have to be sort of super polished either. Sometimes humans obviously make mistakes, and I think that's part of human nature as well.
Yeah, definitely. Throwing in a mistake is definitely a good idea.
Yeah,
it is. What are you working on right now that you're excited about, Paul?
Well, I've got a workshop next month, April the 15th, which I'm running at a residence, and it's an afternoon workshop. So yeah, I'm just getting the word out about that myself, as I was saying, trying to get on the Facebook groups and advertise that. I've got an early bird, runs until the end of the month. And yeah, it's just getting people to get AI to know about them, because once it knows about them, it can also help to overcome some of the issues they might have, their roadblocks, their hidden obstacles. AI can sort of bring those to light and then help to coach you around some of those issues as well. So yes, since I've been doing this work, AI has helped me to lose weight, and I exercise more, and being able to focus a bit more on getting things done. So yeah, I use AI a bit as a coach. So that's part of it. And then the other thing is having creating a council of experts, like these virtual experts, like a mastermind of people that can help you in different areas. So it might be around focus and productivity, or it might be exercise and health. So yeah, those are a couple of things I want to cover on the workshop.
Fascinating. And that's going to be at the residence. What's the date again?
It's the 15th of April, so it's 12 to 5 p.m. And yeah, I can provide a link for you.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the show notes for that one, Paul. Not a problem. The thing about coaches and AI, I've used ChatGPT a lot to help me come up with some ideas around the podcast. And as much as I can come up with ideas around it, the coaching element really intrigues me, because I'm not going to listen to, I don't do what it tells me to do. And I'm intrigued that you've listened to it and you've taken action based on its suggestions.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I've got a project I talked about when I spoke at the chamber about my keto project, and so I've got a keto project, and it's got books about the keto diet, and then I've created quite a long prompt now, and then it gives me a traffic light, so I know where I am with regards to my carbs, my fat, my protein, and sort of tells me if I need a protein shake, and then I keep track of my weight, and so yeah, over time it gives me recipes and in a format that my wife likes, and if it's an American recipe, it'll convert it to the UK recipe, and then it puts it into a WhatsApp message, and then I can send it to my wife, and then she'll help create that for me. And I've lost, I was about 100 kilograms. I'm now about 90 kilograms. I've lost about 10 kilograms just doing that over time. And it also recommended some tools. I've got a tool which I run called BeMinder, and BeMinder, you basically pledge an amount, and if you don't do it, then it doubles each time. So it's because people with ADD, it's things like that, they work well to deadlines. So it's creating like a deadline. Every day I have to post on LinkedIn, otherwise I pay a fine. I have to exercise every day. And so every week I plan my week. So yeah, if I don't do it, I have to pay a £10 fine. I think it's £5, then it doubles to £10, then it goes to £20. So it's like motivates you to do it.
You've built in some motivation into the system. Otherwise, it's just words, and you can just ignore it, can't you? So that's a great piece of advice there for everyone. Paul, what's the best way for people to reach out, connect to you, and follow along with everything you're talking about with AI?
Best place probably is my LinkedIn. I post every day, and the handle is the AI Consultant UK. So if you look for LinkedIn, the AI Consultant UK, look for this face, and you should find me.
Excellent. We will link to that so people can follow along, and then also we'll put a link up to that the course that you're putting on at the residence. Is that just for small businesses? Is that the idea for that one?
It's mainly encouraged for small businesses in the area. It can be also for large groups and people who want to learn a bit more about AI. Yeah, it's not always about business, but a large part would be for local businesses, people in the residence, people in the chamber, and just local businesses who want to learn a bit about AI and how you can get practical advice. People bring their laptops, and I'll be doing some stuff in front of the slides, but lots of it will be me sitting and showing my screen and getting people to walk through creating projects. And then we'll have a little bit of pre-work where people can get AI to learn about them, which we can use in the workshop to improve the output.
Fantastic. Awesome. We will share that, and I'm sure there'll be lots of people out there that are interested in coming along to that, Paul. Are you ready for some Stortford Spotlight questions?
Go for it.
Excellent. These are 3 super fast questions that we ask every guest that comes onto the Bishop Stortford Community podcast. First question. If you could put one sentence on a billboard in Jackson Square, what would it say, and who needs to hear it the most?
I'd say the one thing is just be curious and learn and grow with AI. The people who need to hear it most are people at school who are maybe at school or through their parents were told, oh, you're not good at this, you're not good at maths or you're not good at drawing. AI can help you in a way that's unique to you. You never have to feel stupid. You can ask, oh yeah, teach it like I'm 10. And you can use it to create images for you, videos. And so you can learn in a way that's unique to you. And it can help you step by step and simplify the process. And so lots of the things that people thought were difficult, programming, you can start to create apps without having to know lots of in-depth programming. And whatever you want to do, AI can help you move towards that goal. So that's what I recommend.
Fantastic. Yeah, very relevant as well. I think a lot of young people are thinking about careers and what they're going to be going into. And learning is going to be, rapid skill acquisition, learning skills really quickly is going to be a real part of people's future careers, and using AI to do that is really important. Great share. Thanks for that, Paul. Question number 2. Where do you go in Stortford that you secretly hope never gets too popular?
I'm a fan of comedy. I've always sort of enjoyed comedy. I've done a small amount myself, but I used to always go to Comedy Cafe in Hackney, and locally I go to Paddy Lennox's Comedy Club, which is at Home and Eat. There's also the Anglia Comedy Club at Rhodes. So, yeah, it's funny. The one at Home and Eat, people joke about it being like a chandelier and hot tub workshop. Yeah, I've so far been able to get tickets, but if it gets more popular, I might struggle to get the tickets. So usually me and a few friends go and enjoy a comedy when it's on down there.
Fantastic. Yeah, like stand-up comedy, what a great art form. We've not had a comic on the podcast yet, so maybe that's an opportunity for me to reach out and invite them on. Paul, thanks for the catalyst. That's a really great shout out. Thank you. Last one. Who's doing something special in town that more people need to know about?
Well, I've got a special place in my heart for the residents. I've just recently become one of their Flex members, and they kindly put up my son as a work experience placement, and he had a really nice time getting to learn about some of the businesses and helping Holly with some of her tasks. And he did a bake sale. He's going for a charitable trip to Lords, so we've been trying to raise money for that, and he did a bake sale, and lots of people were very generous to support that as well. And it's also lovely the way it's been designed. Helen Teague, who I know through the chamber, she sort of helped design it and gave me a tour. So yeah, it's a very nice place to work. If maybe you work from home a few days a week, or you run your own business, going somewhere where you can just have a bit of a change of pace and network a little bit maybe, and yeah, just grab yourself a cup of drink, and it's a nice location to go and work and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, great shout out for the residents. Karen was one of the first people to reach out to me when I said I was going to start a podcast to offer some support there. And it's a great place for business people to kind of get together, share ideas and network, as opposed to this kind of online world that a lot of us live now. Actually go and press the flesh and grab a coffee with someone. I think it's a great space, and a great shout out, Paul. Thanks for that. Really, really good. Where's the best place for people to find you online again?
Yeah, so if they find me on LinkedIn, they look for the AI Consultant UK, and you should find my face. Also, you can search for Paul Cowen, and you may find me that way as well. That's probably the best place to find me at the moment.
Excellent. We'll put that up, and what a great place for people to come along and follow along every day for some new advice around AI and how they can implement that in their business. That's a wrap. Thanks so much for joining us today on the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast, Paul.
Thank you very much, James.
No worries. If you're out there and you've enjoyed this episode, the best way to support the show is to hit follow, leave a quick review on YouTube, Apple, or Spotify. Share it on your socials so that more people can connect with Paul and find out all about AI. Maybe share it with someone who's not on social media that might be interested in what Paul's doing at the moment using artificial intelligence, I think it'd be a really interesting thing to show someone who's not actually on social media. They might not be aware of its different applications. And if you've got a local legend, someone who you think we should feature next, maybe a local comedian, drop their name in the comments below and I can reach out to them and invite them on the podcast. Again, Paul, thank you so much for joining us on the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Thanks, Paul.